I was first involved with the Guidance Center from '69 to '70, doing my pre-doctoral internship under the supervision of Dr. Durwood Bell. In 1970, I took the position as Director of Counseling and Guidance and Psychological Services for the Austin schools. It was a natural to go on when Dr. Luisa Sanchez, who was serving on the Guidance Center board at that time, she was also our supervisor of visiting teachers in the schools, asked me to join the board. It seemed an appropriate thing to do. We were very much interested in continuing and going beyond the collaboration that we had already gotten going between the schools and the Guidance Center. At that time, we were engaged in a couple of major ventures. The community and the schools were confronted with court-ordered desegregation. We also were at a time when children's rights were just being established. Dr. Warren Berger in 1968 wrote the majority decision establishing that minors had rights. So, and we were also confronted with issues like the drugs in the schools. And the first time it was very frightening for the school district. And what was happening was that kids were just being expelled from school, not just suspended as we are aware of today, but they would lose their public school privilege if they got caught high or on drugs. So we absolutely needed to be able to deal with the kinds of fear that school people were experiencing, the community was experiencing, and provide better services for kids, not just dump them out into the community, but find different ways to serve our kids. The Guidance Center was essential to our work in the school district. It was our first line of defense when we found within the schools an inability to provide totally for the needs of a child. So we worked with the Guidance Center for about a year. We also planned with the police department, juvenile court, child and family services, other curriculum people in the schools to develop a model for providing psychological services as close to the child as possible. The Guidance Center provided our backup services. If we couldn't provide for a child in the schools, we could use the Guidance Center's services, but we also provided a model where we could bring them into the schools to consult with us. That model actually became the premier model in the country. It was replicated all over the country and actually got replicated internationally. It would not have happened if we hadn't had the Guidance Center staff working with us. The services of the Guidance Center are not only important to the community, but I think they're essential.